Cayman presents
The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter.
Bringing Cayman's Business Buzz.
Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman, and welcome to the Business Buzz. I am your host this morning. I am Kathy Miller, and I'm most excited to host. Not only is he currently the District 720 Governor, I hope I got that right, District Governor for 720 for Rotary International, but he's also my friend, and I'm welcoming right now in studio David Kirkaldy. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on the show this morning.
I feel like it's a little early maybe for both of us.
You know what? I'm usually at spin class at 6 a.m., so this is just perfectly fine.
Okay, you're doing a lot better than me, David, that's for sure. I'm definitely not at a spin class or any workout class that early in the morning. I'm more of a night person. I think you know that as well. And I'm used to having you, and we have spoken before. It's usually been on Talk Today.
Yep.
So it's great to have you now, part of a show that I'm officially hosting, not just subbing in. So
Yeah, and you're doing a great job. Thank you.
thank you very much. I remember years ago when you came to me and said, Kathy, you should do this. And I was like, no. And here we are now. Time has passed. So in saying that, we are talking about the District 720 of Rotary International's conference. It's called Create Hope 2024. I understand it's been 10 years since the conference was held in Cayman. Why has it been so long? And can you give us a bit of a background on the conference?
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, it's been 10 years since this conference was last held here in the Cayman Islands. And at that time, Jeremy Hurst was the district governor.
Okay.
And typically the district conference is held in the country of the district governor at the end of their term. So our Rotary year, very similar to other service organizations like Kiwanis or the Lions Club, tends to run from, it runs from July 1st until the end of June. So normally towards the end of that year, a conference is held in the home country of the district governor. So it's been 10 years since Caymanian last held that role. And we have 10 countries in our district.
Okay.
So it does tend to rotate around to different countries. So it's been a while since it's come back to Cayman, and we're so glad that it is. We have over 350 people registered for the conference. We have some approximately 250 coming from around the Caribbean.
Okay.
And
wow.
We couldn't be more excited for the prospect of showcasing Caymankind and the Cayman Islands to Rotarians from around our district.
Okay, that's pretty good. 350 registered, but 250 visiting.
Yeah, over 250 at this point.
That's a really, really large number.
Yeah.
Well, way to go.
Yeah.
I like that. The theme is creating hope.
Correct.
And if I remember correctly, I believe that when you first started out as district governor, I think that was your theme as well.
Well, the international theme, which I've conveniently placed on my coffee mug right in front of you,
Branding.
is Create Hope in the World.
Yes.
So Rotary International, just as we do with our clubs and our district governors, we also change our international president every year, and they generally will have a theme that they want to amplify during the course of the year. And this year, our president is a gentleman by the name of Gordon McAnally from Scotland, and he wanted a theme that really reflected his desire to advance the conversations around peace building, as well as a very important topic, mental health and mental wellness.
Right.
So what we have done during our travels in the Caribbean through our district is we've really focused on mental health and wellness, and we've been really talking a lot about that. It's not a topic that's often talked about in club meetings or even in the Caribbean in general.
Right.
Having now traveled through 10 countries, I've seen where Cayman actually has more resources and more NGOs in that space than most other countries.
Wow.
And we have a long way to go in understanding this topic. We obviously have a lot of challenges in our own country, but we are very fortunate to have the support that we have. And so the concept of creating hope has sort of been a theme that's run through my year as district governor, and I wanted to make sure that we incorporated that into the conference instead of just calling it the Rotary District 7020 Conference. We've really worked hard on making sure that create hope is what people are going to walk away with. They're going to hear stories of how clubs throughout the Caribbean have created hope in their communities, and they're going to walk away having heard stories and listened to impressive speakers, inspired with a new leadership. The first half of the conference is actually the training sessions for the incoming presidents and secretaries. So they'll walk away with inspiring stories and ideas that they can take back to their respective countries and their clubs and communities for getting them fired up and creating hope in their communities. So that's sort of the genesis of calling it the Create Hope Conference.
Okay. Now, I know that you were really excited when you started as district governor, and I was vying for the spot.
Now I'm just tired. Excited still, but a lot more tired.
I was vying for the spot of personal assistance, and I see I've lost it. I realized, but you've done so many travels throughout the year. I think you were constantly on the road, and as you were saying, probably visiting all the 10 different or 9 different countries. Yeah, we've been
so fortunate. My wife and I have had the opportunity to visit 9 of the countries in our district. Unfortunately, due to the challenges in Haiti, we were unable to visit any of the clubs in person in Haiti. Mm-hmm. So those were all conducted as virtual visits, where we conveyed the same messaging and had the same board meetings and talks to the clubs as we did in person. It's obviously not the same, but we really did work hard to reach out to our Rotarian brothers and sisters in Haiti. But yeah, we've been to, I want to say it's something like 75 clubs in 9 countries.
Oh, wow.
As we've traveled around. And there have been other trips for other events in some of those countries into the mix as well.
But you're staying on top of it, and you're still making spinning at 6 o'clock in the morning when you can. So
Gotta
kudos to you.
You're
doing well with that. I guess, you've seen how the other countries are operating, and you said that at this conference you'll see how people will be inspired by the stories on how they've been able to create hope within their community, within their Rotary clubs. What about Grand Cayman or the Cayman Islands in general? How have you noticed your Rotary Club of Grand Cayman?
That's correct? Yeah.
How have you noticed that the Rotary clubs here have been able to create hope in the community?
Well, every club has done just amazing projects. We've got clubs such as mine that have been around for, close on 60 years, if not a little bit over 60 years. And then you've got a club, the Sunset Club, which was formed quite literally just about less than a week before my year in office started. So we've got clubs that have been on the scene in Cayman and are well known in the community for decades, and we've got clubs that haven't even reached their first year yet. Every one of them have done projects that they do. There's some projects that are sort of evergreen projects. Every year, certain clubs are known for certain activities that they do that you can't help but drive around Cayman and see the impact that Rotary has had in our community. In fact, the impact that all service clubs have had in our community. But everyone has also worked hard to incorporate some aspect of conversation or work around the topic of mental health and wellness. Yes, peace building and conflict resolution is an important focus, but in the context of this year, I really wanted clubs throughout our district to talk about mental health and wellness, and certainly every club in the Cayman Islands has worked hard on doing that and hosting activities or speakers that have raised the eye level on that topic, and also work to help support other NGOs that are working in that space.
I think it's such an important thing because Cayman has been hit with, I think hit is probably the wrong word I'm using, but we've experienced more than a handful of people who have passed due to, their own mental health and how they were dealing with it. And that has been such a huge impact on the community. And it's from young children to adults, middle-aged adults and all the rest.
This challenge has no barrier to entry. It can happen to anybody. That darkness can happen to anybody. The despair, the feeling that there's no hope, can happen to anybody, and it is often very well hidden from others, even the most closest people to you. And so, some would say, well, what can a Rotary Club do? What can well-meaning individuals do? And really the main thing that I've been telling clubs and anybody that cares to listen is talk about it.
Yeah.
Make it okay to talk about it and be open to listening if somebody is brave enough to talk to you about it. Understand what the resources are so that you can point them in the right direction if they feel comfortable talking to you about it. And that's it. Like, just talking about it is half the battle. And so often in the Caribbean context, we don't talk about it. We don't.
Right.
We sort of say, well, that person's just fool or something. We minimize it. We sweep it under the rug. And a big part of this year has been trying to get people to think differently about how to talk about this, and that it is okay to talk about it. And especially men, as we've traveled, in the Caribbean context, men very often are placed on a pedestal or place themselves on a pedestal where they can do no wrong, or they can express no softer side, or
Right.
talk about a problem that they're having or a challenge. And just making it known that it is okay, and it's actually the bravest thing that somebody can do is to talk about this and to seek help if they feel that they need it.
Right. And you've made some great points. I think it's really important to talk about it. It's a first step a lot of the time. Just even acknowledging how you feel is a first step, and that, your feelings are worthy. What you're going through is important.
Absolutely.
And when we tend to keep it all inside, that doesn't really get us anywhere. That can manifest inside, and then all of a sudden you might react in a way that's not the most helpful towards yourself or
and
others.
So during the conference, we actually have a presentation by Rhonda Kelly,
Yes.
talking about her daughter Addie,
Okay.
who took her life by suicide a couple of years ago. And her story was really very moving to me, and was part of the reason why I came to the conclusion that we had to talk about this topic as we traveled. So she's very kindly agreed to speak and to tell the audience members, the Rotarians that are in attendance, many of whom have heard an abbreviated version of their family's story as I've traveled, but to hear directly from Rhonda, not just about what transpired, which is just absolutely tragic for the family and for the community, but also to talk about how they have transitioned to what is the new reality, and the incredible work that they're doing with the Addie Kelly Memorial Scholarship,
Right.
Through the Alex Panton Foundation. And so after she speaks, we also have, she stays on together with some other representatives from the mental health professionals side of the community here in Cayman to talk about mental health and mental wellness as part of a panel discussion. So there'll be some guided questions, but then there'll also be the ability to take questions from the audience. And I think that's going to be very impactful for the audience, who have, in many cases, heard the story of Addie. But then to hear it straight from Addie's mom, Rhonda, and also to have the opportunity to engage with a panel, because this is an issue that affects absolutely everyone in the room, even if they pretend that it doesn't. It does.
We all know somebody, and that's the thing. So we all know somebody. We've all had people who've expressed how we feel, or maybe are having trouble expressing how they feel. And I just think the more knowledge we become equipped with, and understanding of how we can help and how we can be supportive, we can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
So I think it's such an important thing. We got to go to a commercial break, and when we return, let's get a little bit more into the details of the conference,
Sure.
who the other speakers are, what the schedule looks like. All right?
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Maxine Goulburn, Certificate of Honor, 1924-2001. Maxine Goulburn was the fourth child of Edred and Fenbean Banks She was baptized in 1935 and, at the age of 11, became a member of the Georgetown Seventh-day Adventist Church. After completing her primary education at Georgetown Primary School, she matriculated at Kingsway Academy High School in Jamaica and completed her studies at Northeastern Academy in New York. In 1963, she graduated from New York International College of Business with an associate degree in business administration. The following year, she was hired as secretary/treasurer of the West Indies Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, continuing in that position until 1977. In 1977, she was appointed executive secretary, a position she held until her retirement in 1990. Maxine married Lee Goulburn in the early 1970s, and they adopted a daughter, Latanya. The Cayman Islands Conference has honored her memory with the building of the Maxine Goulburn Youth and Community Center in Newlands.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Cayman Islands Sunset $10,000 raffle happening Saturday, May 25th. Tickets only $10, 3 tickets only $25, 5 tickets for $40 from any Rotary Sunset member. All proceeds will support Rotary Sunset community projects including Feed Our Future, the Sunrise Adult Training Center, Adopt a School program, the Marie Martin Georgetown Primary School, the Crisis Center, and many more. The new Rotary Sunset Club. NPO number 656. Get your ticket, get your chance. Rotary Sunset, creating hope in the world.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Elevate your child's math skills with 100% math with premier math tutoring services under the expert guidance of our renowned mathematicians, Professor Emeritus Romain Angeloff and Dr. Mackenzie. Programs are designed to secure IB, HL, and SL math, CSEC A-levels, and IGC SE success. Whether your child aims to get ahead or catch up, 100% Math is your partner in achieving their academic goals. Don't let your child's math skills lag. Visit us at 100%math.com or call or WhatsApp 547-9817.
The Passport and Corporate Services Office is advising travelers to check their passports to ensure all is in order ahead of summer holiday travels. Travelers should check their passport validity, verify entry requirements for the destination, and apply for or renew passports and visas early. For more information, call 345-649-7678 or email passportandcorporate@gov.ky.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I have in studio with me this morning, I have David Kirkaldy, and he is the District Governor 720 for Rotary International. And we are talking about the Create Hope 2024 conference. We were talking a little bit about creating hope in the community and what the Rotary clubs locally were doing. But let's get into the details of the conference. We need to know when the conference is taking place. I don't think we mentioned that as yet.
Yeah, well, we've got folks that start to arrive on Saturday, and the big arrival date is on Sunday. The conference starts with that President-elect and Secretary-elect's training Starts bright and early. I want to say 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
Okay.
That goes through half day on Tuesday. Then we move into what we call assembly, which is really a lot of information about topics that are relevant to clubs in general for their upcoming year, or also just talking about some Rotary specific topics like our Rotary Foundation and things like that. And then the last 2 days of the conference is what we would actually call the conference. So that's where we have a lot of reporting of our financial situation as a district, looking at the budget and the finances for the following year, taking a look at our strategic plan, our district manual updates, just some more of the behind-the-scenes housekeeping stuff of any large organization. But it's also the time when we hear assistant governor reports. So each country has an assistant governor. Some have multiple. Jamaica, for example, because of its size and the number of clubs, they have 5 assistant governors. So they present reports on the clubs underneath them. So in the case of the Cayman Islands, we have 5 clubs, and our AG would produce and present a report on the activities of those clubs. So that's always really interesting. And on the sidelines of it all, we have different activities. So we've got a formal grand opening with a formal flag ceremony where the flag of each of the countries are paraded in, and we have a formal opening. We also have a culture night. So we're having a Cayman culture night. That's down at the Turtle Center or Turtle Farm. I'm never quite sure what to call it anymore. But we have an amazing evening planned down there where we're able to show our visitors, really the basis of Cayman's culture, which is the turtle, the sea turtle, and the protection efforts. And they're able to get up close and personal with turtles, as well as enjoy amazing local food. And then at the ending of it all, when I can start to breathe and relax just a bit, we have a closing gala. So that's going to be called Cayman Carnival.
Okay. That fits in with the theme of Carnival
Governor's
now.
Ball. And of course that weekend, the next day is a carnival parade that runs right in front of the Marriott as well.
Okay.
So that wraps up the week. It's a full week, I tell you.
Are you guys going to be in costumes? Is it that kind of a carnival parade, or?
I will be in a costume of sorts. I will be wearing my kilt.
Oh, okay, all right.
But yeah, no, it's just sort of like an indication that don't just come in your formal and your tuxedos and whatnot, but to throw a splash of color in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throw a little bit of culture into your costume, whatever it might be. Okay, I like that. Some of the speakers, I know you mentioned Rhonda Kelly being one of them, but do you have any other speakers lined up?
Yeah, well, we've got some speakers from our local clubs. We're very fortunate in our district to have in the Bahamas a gentleman by the name of Barry Rassin. He was actually the Rotary International president just a few years ago.
Okay.
So he'll be in town and he'll be talking on various topics. At every conference, you formally invite the Rotary International president. But as you can imagine, with close to 100,000 clubs around the world, and most of them doing their conferences in a similar time space, he can't be at everyone. So typically, a Rotary International president's representative is assigned that represents the international president. So in that case, we have a gentleman by the name of Greg Pod. He sits on the board of trustees of the Rotary Foundation, and he is going to be our president's representative. So, of course, he talks from a more global view. And, of course, we have Cayman's own district governor, our last district governor before me, 10 years ago, Jeremy Hurst. He is wrapping up his 2 years as director of Rotary International. So, again, a very senior position on the global stage for Rotary. And so he will be talking about matters that concern our zone pairings that he represents as a director on the board of Rotary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys have a lot going on, right?
There's a lot going on.
A little bit of serious things and a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
so.
We have amazing social activities as well. And the hallmark for me of any district conference I've ever been to is home hospitality, where it's an absolute riot of chaos trying to get everybody dispatched. But we have all of those visiting Rotarians, if you can believe it, going to Rotarians from Cayman, going to their homes to be hosted at their home for dinner. Okay. And you get generally a random selection of people from the conference coming to your home, and nice. It creates lifetime friendships and memories for people from around the district. And I fondly remember going to home hospitalities in different countries and having hosted people that I did not know into my home, into our home, over the district conferences that I've been a part of here in Cayman. And it's an absolutely, probably one of the most challenging things to organize, but it is the most rewarding in terms of the friendships that you create.
Right. A different kind of intimate gathering of people that you don't even know, but well, you don't know that well, I should say, but it's also a different kind of way of offering Cayman kind.
And I will say none of this would be possible without our sponsors. As you can imagine, this is a huge undertaking from a financial standpoint, and we have relied heavily on the generosity of the sponsors who've come on board. And I know time is probably drawing close for us today, and yes. I wanted to make sure that we mention our platinum sponsor, C&W Business, Cayman Wireless Business, as a platinum sponsor. They've been very generous in their sponsorship, and we appreciate that. They operate in many of the same countries that our district is in, but we've had incredible sponsorship from a host of other entities in the Cayman Islands. DART, a small rental company called Massive, Sol Petroleum. Okay. I'm always loath to start naming the names because I know I'll miss some, but we have had incredible sponsorship, and I just wanted to make sure that we mentioned in particular our platinum sponsor, as well as the Ministry and the Department of Tourism. So our platinum sponsors being C&W Business and the Department of Tourism, Cayman Islands Department of Tourism. And yeah, they've been hugely helpful, and of course the support of various government entities that have assisted us in making sure that the passage is smooth for incoming Rotarians and for the planning team. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with everybody, and I just really wanted to make sure I mentioned
you
that.
gave the thanks there.
Yeah.
We have less than a minute, and I want to get this question out here,
Sure.
David. I saw on your website that there was a quote there that I took from it, that an effective club does not happen by accident. It comes from careful planning and adherence to the rules of the road or of club management. High-performing clubs are the backbone of a high-performing district. What would you say the elements for clubs or nonprofits and service organizations, what would those elements be that they need to focus on to ensure that they are effective in meeting their goals?
So one of the things I've done, every club I've been visiting, is I asked to see their strategic plan. And that strategic plan is supposed to be updated within the clubs at least every 2 years or 3 years. When I find a club without
just
a strategic plan, then we know that there are going to be challenges. It's like anything. If you don't have a map or a plan as to how you're going to get to the goals that you're stating you'd like to achieve, you do not know if you're going to get there.
Yes.
If you have that map and that plan, you may not get there the way you think you're going to get there, but at least you have the guideposts to keep you centered and to keep you focused on what you're trying to do. Succession planning is a huge part of the conference. That's why we have these educational sessions for incoming administration. But really, we're just trying to make sure that there's some cross-pollination, that people from clubs that are struggling, and there are a great many clubs that are struggling economically, or the world has sort of changed to a bit more of a me world than a we world, and getting those folks together with those people from high-performing clubs, of which there are a number of high-performing clubs in our district. That is so important because they can be inspired, and it really takes just one person in a club to fire it up. And that doesn't just apply to Rotary, it applies to anything. Okay. But succession planning, giving people the space to fulfill their dream, and support them, pointing them to the right resources. These are all very important things for long-term success.
All right. Thank you so much. I have a bunch more questions I got to ask you, but we don't have any time. We ran out of time. We're late for actually the 8 a.m. news, and I believe a time check and all the rest. So we'll see if I get yelled at a little bit later.
Hopefully
but thank you so much for joining us.
Hopefully it's a slow news day.
All right. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Kathy. And studio time by Foster's is 8 minutes after 8.
With just a few tweaks to our daily routines, we can all do our part to protect our precious island and keep Mother Earth thriving. Small changes add up to a big impact.
Like recycling.
Recycling aluminum and tin in Cayman is easy. Simply ensure the materials are empty, clean, and dry.
Then drop them into the gray DEH recycled container beside every Foster's location.
And that's it. You can also learn about how Foster's is recycling food waste at fosters.ky.
Foster's. Greener because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Karsley Fuller. Traffic offenses are again on the rise, and police are calling on drivers to change the local road culture in the Cayman Islands. Radio Cayman's Jevi Ebanks reports on the traffic trends from the recently released 2023 annual crime and traffic statistics.
With a total of 10,716 traffic offenses in 2023, police are reporting an increase of 14%. The highest number of ticketed offenses are exceeding the maximum speed limit, 4,644, and keeping vehicles licensed and insured at 3,242 offenses. Motor vehicle accidents are up 10% year over year, an average of more than 60 accidents each week, and 270 arrests for driving under the influence. Chief Superintendent Brad Ebanks says that even with increased police presence, traffic offenses are rising, and the department needs more to cope with the increased population, now at some 85,000 residents with 51,000 cars on the streets.
From a traffic perspective, now that the National Road Safety Strategy has come online, there is a need to have sufficient officers to meet the objectives and the goals of the strategy.
He says while the RCIPS tries to grapple with the increase, they do try to strike a balance and avoid inconveniencing the motoring public.
We have a real unwritten policy not to do road enforcements during peak hours. The fact remains that any incident between Savannah and East End, alternatives are very, very limited.
Mr. Ebanks says Tuesday's police roadblock during peak travel hours affecting commuters heading east near Countryside should not have happened and will look into the matter, but nonetheless is calling on drivers to follow the rules of the road. Jevi Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
A drug bust by police. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service says 3 men on Friday were all arrested of suspicion of possession of ganja, possession with intent to supply of both ganja and cocaine, along with consumption. This resulted from police observing, quote, suspicious activity in Georgetown on School Road. During their search, police found suspected ganja, cocaine, and over $10,000 in cash. A search of the suspect's home resulted in police also finding more cash along with drug paraphernalia and, quote, other illegal items. The men were granted bail pending further investigations. And in other news, the 11th annual Cayman Islands Government Employee of the Year ceremony is taking place tonight. Radio Cayman's April Cummings brings us this report.
Each month, a civil servant is chosen as Employee of the Month, and tonight we will find out which of those 12 will be Employee of the Year. Her Excellency Governor Jane Owen will join Deputy Governor, the Honorable France Manderson, head of the Civil Service, as well as awardees, colleagues, and family members at an invitation-only gala event. The theme for the ceremony is Making Exceptional Moments Our Everyday Business. Chief Officer's Choice Award recipients will also be recognized, and the ceremony will highlight 3 civil service teams judged as having created moments of magic for the civil service and/or the country during 2023. You can see the show live on CIG-TV or online on the Cayman Islands Government YouTube and Facebook pages starting at 7 p.m. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Julie Candler. Human Rights Watch has accused the army in Burkina Faso of killing more than 200 civilians, including at least 50 children, in a single day in February. Survivors say people in 2 villages north of the country were rounded up and shot. America's top diplomat Antony Blinken, who's on the second day of his trip to China, has called on Beijing to provide a level playing field for US businesses. The two superpowers are attempting to repair their relationship. The French president has warned that the European Union faces immense risks over the coming decade. Emmanuel Macron said the bloc was rearming itself too slowly. Israel's war cabinet is meeting to discuss a possible major military operation in Rafah in southern Gaza. The Israeli government believes several Hamas battalions and hostages still held by the group are in the city. More than 1 million displaced Palestinians are taking refuge there. A power-sharing agreement between the Scottish National Party and its junior partner, the Scottish Greens, has collapsed. The Greens had been angered by SNP's decision to scrap emission targets. It's understood the SNP will now form a minority government. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by Value Med Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At Value Med Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit Value Med Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with Value Med Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Capella Music Festival is back on Saturday, April 27th at the Festival Green at Camana Bay, featuring a jam-packed lineup of local performers and international stars. With reggae royalty, Damien Jr. Gun Marley, soft rock heavyweight, Richard Marx, dance pop star, Becky Hill, Afrobeat star, Iris Lar, soca sensation, Jazz the Band, and world champion DJ Buffy. Purchase your tickets now at CapellaMusicFestival.com.
This is Winston Connolly, and I work in the financial services sector. I'm concerned about the way climate change is affecting our energy sector. Storms can delay fuel imports and damage infrastructure, and heat waves can destabilize the grid. These issues can prevent Caymanians from using their cars, lights, and air conditioning. To learn more about the climate risks to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
The 8 a.m. Weather Report, brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 77%. The barometric pressure is 30.00 inches and rising. The wind is out of the northeast at 13 knots. Overnight low temperature was 80 degrees. Synopsis indicate moderate to fresh northeasterly winds and seas expected for the next 24 hours in association with a ridge of high pressure system over the southeast United States. Satellite images show a few low-level clouds over the Cayman area. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today and tonight, calling for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers today and 30% chance of late-night showers for tonight. Temperatures today will be in the mid-80s and will fall to the upper 70s tonight. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 9:15, low tide this afternoon at 3:56, and a high tide again tonight at 4 minutes after 11. The sun will set this evening at 6:45 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Saturday evening. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
Take some advice
advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Brit-K. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Brit-K, where people come first.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look this time at traffic coming from the east. Shamrock Road and Rex-Crichton Boulevard traffic is flowing moderately. Further down, a different story on the Linford Pearson Highway. Traffic is steady. Steady traffic on Cool Road. Expect some delays and coming off of the Linford Pearson Highway on Agnes Way. Steady but flowing traffic on Bobby Thompson Way. And slow moving traffic on Edward Street in front of the Georgetown Post Office. And coming from the West Bay four-way stop, traffic is moving on pretty good. And on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. Owen Roberts Drive, no issues there as traffic is light to moderate, and steady bit flowing traffic coming off of the Esteli Tibbetts Highway and continuing on to North Sound Road. Traffic is moderate heading towards the Industrial Park area. That's what's happening in your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Digicel has teamed up with Capella. We're giving away tickets for you and a friend to attend Cayman's biggest music festival. Win 2 Capella tickets. Simply activate a 30-day Prime Max plan or be an active postpaid customer and you could be our lucky winner. Don't miss out on this epic event. Go to your nearest Digicel store today or the My Digicel app for your chance to win. Digicel. Better connected.
Switch and save with Flow and keep your entire household connected. Whether you're streaming shows, dominating games, or catching up with loved ones, Flow's got you covered. Reliable data in and out of your home? Absolutely. Ready to switch? Visit a Flow retail store or discoverflow.co today. But hurry, offer valid until April 30th. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, Cayman's largest network.
The 2024 Deputy Governor's 5K Challenge will culminate in the final race event in Grand Cayman on Sunday, April 28th. There is still time to register. Registration is $25 for adults and $10 for children under 18. To register, visit www.racecaribbean.net. If you have any questions, you can email dg5k@gov.ky.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm excited to be welcoming in studio with me this morning from Cayman Perfume Lab, Libin, Biju, who's a perfumer, and Adrian Fernandez, the spokesperson for Cayman Perfume Lab. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing today?
Good morning.
Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here.
No problem. Well, and thank you, Adrian, for reminding me that, hey, you used to walk my dog by you all the time. My dog's very popular. People know her. So when people are like, I know you, I know your dog, I'm like, what? And then you reminded me, yes. Yeah. I haven't been down in that part of the neighborhood in a while, so I'll have to walk by again. So we do have a bit of history here.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I haven't been to the Cayman Perfume Lab as yet. You guys did say, come check you out. But I will say that I have seen so much on social media about Cayman Perfume Lab. So I love the fact that people go and they share their experiences, what they're getting, what they're doing there. So we'll get into that part of it a little bit later. But I want to know, I guess, off the bat, what inspired you guys to start, or for you, Adrian, to start Cayman Perfume Lab? What was the vision behind this company?
Well, I'm a watchmaker by profession. So one morning I was sitting with my coffee in the couch after my prayers, and I believe it's a thought from heaven. Just came to me, and I took the phone. I called one of my friend, and then these thoughts were coming to me. I discussed with them, and I said, this is something unique. And if I tell the story to people, they're saying, wow, they can't. It's something people can't believe from where this thought came.
Yeah.
And we developed this thought, and now it's Cayman Perfume Lab.
If you see, this concept is very unique in this part of the world. You can't see in US, Canada, anywhere. If you go in like Asia part, you can see somewhere this kind of concepts, but here it's very new. So here the people are very shocked. Like when I create perfumes, they just see it and inspired. Like how I get to know what they like.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people bring the clothes, I just smell it and create the same thing. So they just get inspired and shocked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody came to us with a baby lotion, and well, there is no smell, there is no perfume, which is made of baby lotion, and we didn't have the ingredients, so we have to ship in the ingredients, and we made that smell.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had this thought.
Yeah, this thought.
And what was the thought?
It just came like that to develop something, and I don't know how this perfume came to my life because I'm not a perfumer. I'm a watchmaker. So I took my phone and I called up my friend and I said, this is what I'm getting. This is my feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And he was listening to me. And he said, well, he was ready to do it. So I am the man behind it with the idea. And then he did this.
So you, like, the inspiration didn't come from a certain place. It was just boom. You weren't smelling your wife and like, you know, I love this and this we need to.
No, nothing related to smell. Just like, I don't know from where this thought came.
Okay. Yeah. But it came.
It came.
And
it's like a heavenly thought.
Yeah, and I was about to say, and thank God, because you've seen some great success so far with it.
Yeah.
So the perfume world was a completely new world for you when you went into it.
Yeah, for us. So we have to, I didn't have no idea about a perfume, how it's made. But I always, like I said, thought of doing something unique.
Okay.
Because perfume is already there in the world, and there are so many stores.
Yeah.
And that's our slogan, be unique.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's what we promote.
We promote
basically.
be unique.
Be unique.
Right.
So, and then from there, well, it's like a team. He developed it, and then I have to find the right people.
Yeah, I was
this thought.
Was just going to ask what were the next steps then in getting this business going?
So then I researched, because I travel a lot, and my family lives in Switzerland.
Oh, nice.
And so Switzerland and France, they have a lot of perfume factories and R&D departments and all that. So then I contacted one of my friends, and then, doing online research and all that. So I picked people, and then we made a team and became Cayman Perfume Lab.
Okay, so you definitely had to research your staff as well in the sense.
Yeah.
So how did you find
Libin? It took actually a lot of. I did 17 interviews to get the right guy. 17 interviews.
Libin just sat back in his chair like, yes, I was the man. He went and found me like you were like, yes, I am the expert. So sorry, 17 months?
17 people, right, 17 people.
Okay.
I spoke to 17 perfumers, but then something was not matching, we didn't have that same vibe.
Okay. And what were you looking for?
Huh?
What were you looking for in that sense?
I don't know, because the way other people spoke to me, some people they didn't want to move to Cayman.
Okay.
Cayman is this part of the world. Nobody wants to come from Europe,
from very far,
or from the Middle East.
Yeah.
And then Libin, I met him. I found him online, and then I sent him a message, and within 5 minutes I got a reply.
Okay.
Within 5 minutes, and then I asked his number. I spoke to him. He said, "I'm ready."
Because you needed somebody that was knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable, yeah.
Okay, knowledgeable.
Who has experience in this.
Right.
So basically, I did masters. I did my bachelor's in chemistry.
And
after that, I did my master's in perfumery and cosmetology.
Wow, there's a master's in perfumery that you can get? Wow.
It's a 2 years course. After doing the chemistry, you can do with BTech chemistry or BSc chemistry. After that, you can do this course.
Okay.
So in this course, like you learn how to smell it. Like you have to smell almost 800 ingredients. And
yeah,
you have to
800.
remember it. So and as soon as you smell any ingredients, you have to remember, okay, this is floral, or this is fruity, or this is amber, or this is musk. So that's how I trained. And the second step is like to mix it up. How we want, we have to mix it and create that scent. And that's the second difficult part.
Wow.
And the third difficult part is we have to understand the customer and clients.
Of course.
What customer really wants.
That's very difficult.
But how did you...
If you see, we can't communicate the smell. If I tell you, okay, 2 years before you smell something, communicate with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's very difficult because it's in your mind and it's your experience.
Right.
So I need to understand that. So in my course, we also train in that.
Okay.
So we have to get the guy who has this kind of knowledge. Then only we can do this kind of businesses, like create perfumes. And yeah.
Because for me, I want to create perfume.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't want to get something from somewhere and then bottle it here. No. So we are developing. So we design it here in Cayman. We get the raw ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
We make our own blends. So we develop a scent.
Okay.
And you can create something from scratch as well.
Right.
So when you tell them what kind of smell you have in your mind, he has to come up with that smell.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, he has to create that smell for you, and then create different notes, and that has to match your body pH.
Okay.
Like-
So we're going to get into all this.
Yeah.
But before we get into this, I'm so curious, Libin. So you have a master's in chemistry, and then wait, there's a bachelor's in chemistry,
Bachelor's in
chemistry,
master's in
Perfumery.
Right. So
you know.
now, how did you figure out after the bachelor's in chemistry that you wanted to go into, you wanted to study for a master's in perfumery? Because that's so unusual.
That's very
to me.
unique, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so after I did my chemistry, I was looking, okay, which sector I need to go, because chemistry is a big subject.
Right.
You can go in any industry you like. But I was looking for the job. Like as soon as I get the master degree, I need a job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was looking, okay, which sector is now booming. So then I got to know in my college itself there is one course called like Masters in Perfumery. So whenever I go to that floor, it smells like superb. And I was like very curious what they are doing in the lab. It's like the same glass. There are people who wearing the white coats
Lab coat.
and they are just mixing up and it's full of smell.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be very curious, okay, what they are doing. Because in other chemistry lab, it's full of like bad smell, chemicals
And all that.
Man,
and
I understand.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke coming, this. But over there, it's like a beautiful smell. And they're just mixing up. And I asked them, like, how you create it? And what's the procedure to get in this course?
Okay.
So my seniors told me, okay, after chemistry, you can go in this and everything. So they have a huge criteria, like you have to give an interview.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes all over the India, all over the place, state. So it was almost like 150 people. From that, only 25 people are selected.
Oh, wow.
So I was one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got into this course and then I explored a lot of things. Not even perfumery, but cosmetics also.
Mm-hmm.
So even I know how to make creams, lotion, shampoos, everything. And how to incorporate these perfumes in that.
The same smell. And
Well,
the
you are a
same
wealth
smell,
of
yeah.
knowledge in that
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If you see like the cosmetics, there are various products. So the smells also differs. It's not like how we create fine perfumes. The formula is different, in cosmetics and other products.
It's not that strong in lotion. You know, it's like light.
The percentage differs, even the formula differs.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that.
Okay.
So there are a lot of technical things.
There is. To me, that's so interesting because I don't know. Go ahead.
Honestly, I didn't know about these things.
Yeah.
So I developed my knowledge as well.
Yeah, for real. Now, is it more of an industry in India?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big industries,
So to create
actually.
perfumes and scent, that is more of an industry there.
Like big batches.
Okay.
We just sent to big, even like.
So it made
FMCG
sense for you
companies,
to
yeah.
study that and go into that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you could see that growing.
Yeah.
Okay.
In India, we are the fragrance company, so we make a big batches, big barrels, and we send to the FMCG company who makes cosmetics products.
Okay.
So they just incorporate it, and they sell to the customers.
Right. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I like how you found him, Adrian, because man, that seems like a really excellent pairing.
Yeah. I like. He was young and he was the first guy to say, okay, I'm ready to come to Cayman. because I had few interviews from few perfumers.
The coincidence was in that time, because I remember my first job was in this one company in Nariman Point, which is a fragrance company, which called Fine Fragrance Private Limited. So after 6 months, I was curious to come into this part of world, and I was trying and interviewing it. I got 2 interview chance in US, in Chicago. I took one interview over there, but I didn't get it. Okay. After few months, I got call from him.
Okay. So he was looking for something.
And I was shocked because I was trying coming in this any part of the world, maybe Canada, US or South America, and I got from this place, and I just put Cayman Island, and it was because I was not known.
Near to
right.
US.
Very small place.
I completely understand. Yes.
So when I
it was
put
like
on
me
the
when I
Google
first
Maps,
moved.
Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
It directly come from Asia to this part, and I was shocked. Ooh. I was trying this part.
Yeah.
And finally, I got in this part. I got some interview call, and I was in a few minutes, I just messaged it.
Okay, nice.
It happened within 30 minutes, right? I messaged him. He replied to my message. I asked him, "Can I have your number?" And I think that was night in India, right?
It was night in India.
And 9:30, 10 o'clock.
I just from the work.
Called him, and he just yes, I'm ready, and then. We went through a few other interviews as well. Yeah.
Okay. So you are a chemist, really, by trade in that sense, and a very specialized knowledge to be doing what you're doing and in creating perfumes and scents for people at the Cayman Perfume Lab. Yeah. Wow, it's interesting. So, and now I have a question here because perfume is a very popular thing. We all like to smell good, and as you said, you loved all the scents that was in that floor of the university that you were at. So you were attracted to that. Now, so I'm going to let you know about a couple of stats that I'm sure you're probably aware of. But I was reading up last night on a couple of stats that have been cited about the global perfume market. So in 2022, the global perfume market was valued at US dollars 40 billion. Another stat said 50 billion. Yeah. So let's just say it's between 40 and 50 billion, with an annual compound growth rate at about maybe 6% per year. And that's supposed to happen between 2023 to 2030, 6% per year that's going to grow. So, Adrian, that's got to feel good for you to know that, right? That it's a growing industry.
It's a growing industry, yeah.
So that's a good thing, but it's also a very, very saturated market, right?
Yeah.
And you have that market is dominated by the top global brands,
big brands, yeah.
Big corporations like L'Oreal Group, Burberry, Chanel, PVH Corp, and LVMH, right? And under them they have so many different companies, so many different brands that they carry. So when it comes to that, how do you feel about competing in a market that's so saturated as is?
Well, we really can't compete with them. They're big, big monsters in this market, But then where we are standing is we make unique products for people, more personal for people. So if you look at the industry, we don't have mass production. We don't have big batches made.
Yeah.
So we make individual perfumes for people. And we created few, pre-made perfumes for the market who don't have time to come and make a perfume. That's where we are, and we are growing.
Okay.
We started from nothing, and then when we turn back and see from where we came past in the 3 years, within 1 year we have 4,300 followers in Instagram within 1 year.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a big growth for us, and we are taking it slowly and steady.
Okay.
As you said, it's a saturated market. Many big companies are there here. But if you see, our concept is very unique.
Yes.
If you see, we are the demand creators. We are creating some new concept in the same industry, which people are demanding. You're getting it?
And
people are bored with, already made perfumes. They know Coach or maybe Chanel or maybe other brands or Azzaro. They already know it. Now we came here and we are telling them, now you have the power, create your own ingredients, create your own scent, and be unique.
What I saw with people, we have our own made perfumes and we have the international collections as well. So what we saw, people who used to buy the international products, they stopped buying it now. They started making it because it's unique.
So you're getting it in saturated market.
Yes.
We are creating
It's a
demand.
different concept and a different
that's
idea.
your unique selling
That's a unique
position,
Mhm,
really.
mhm.
That's what it is. So with that, we got to go to a commercial break right now. And when we come back, we're going to get more into the process of how you make the perfumes, the process, the production process that goes behind this. All right?
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future,
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance,
or protecting your family's household investment.
from our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the people's station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
If you're a parent, you know that providing your child with a quality early childhood education can be expensive. However, the Ministry of Education offers financial assistance through its Early Childhood Assistance Program to help qualifying Caymanian families cover the costs at registered early childhood settings. Visit our online application portal at moeapplications.gov.ky to learn more and get started. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
I was paying attention there, Susan, because I heard the Business Buzz music come on. I was like, whoop, that was a quick commercial break, and we're right back at it. So welcome back to the Business Buzz this morning. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about the Cayman Perfume Lab. In studio with me, I have Libin Biju. He's a perfumer, and we have Adrian Fernandez, who's the spokesperson for Cayman Perfume Lab. And not just spokesperson, but you're pretty much the founder of this company.
Idea is mine.
The idea is yours.
Yeah.
Okay. You're
Thoughts are
the
mine.
concept creator.
I'm the concept creator.
Got you. So we were talking about really what your unique selling position is as Cayman Perfume Lab and how you compete in such a saturated market. So we know what that is. It's really the great thing about creating the demand for making your own individual scent that nobody else can quite replicate, right? Your target market. Who would you say that your target market is? Who are you trying to go after and have as your customers?
Well, I should say all people all over the world, because Cayman is a tourist destination and we get people from the ship and the locals
But
mainly.
the main focus, we are locals.
Locals. Our foundation is the local market, because it was like a test for us, and that clicked.
Yeah.
And
first we thought our target customer will be tourists.
But
then we realized it's a local than the tourist.
market.
Oh, okay.
Because local is our foundation and our strength. And local market, if I tell, Cayman, a lot of people are here from all over the world.
Yeah.
So we have to cater everybody.
Right. And we like to smell good here.
Oh, yeah.
I would say majority of us like to smell good here. But I will say that I believe that it's natural for us to be so accustomed to the products that we like or the brands that we like. So when it comes to me, there's a certain perfume that I absolutely love. I will never name it. Even when people ask me, I don't tell them. I don't want anybody smelling like me, even though I know it's not going to smell exactly the same on the next person. But I refuse to share the perfume. What I wear to work isn't even that perfume. So when it comes to trying to, I guess, convert people like me who are very loyal to a particular brand of perfume, how do you try to convert us? How would you get me in there?
Well, once you start using a product, let's say you see the procedure, how we make it for you. You didn't mention the brand which you use, but the same brand is used by so many other people.
Yes.
So when you go to a store, you have to pick up something which is mass produced and made for so many people. But for us, when you come and create, that note is your note. Your different notes in perfume, like basic.
I was going to say, what do you mean by notes?
Okay, so I will explain you. So in perfumes, there are like a pyramid structure. So like top, middle, and base. So it's like different notes. like a musical notes. So top notes is like when you spray it, the first 0 to 15 minutes you smell the top notes, and after some time, like 30 to 60 minutes, you smell heart note, like middle note. And after that, whatever hours, like 5 to 6 hours, you smell the base notes. So basically, your kind of customer, we ask this kind of notes, or we ask what you like. Like, can you show me your favorite, maybe other brands? You don't have to tell the actual one, maybe the other brand. Because from other brand, we get the key ingredients. Maybe it's common to the one which you're wearing. Maybe you don't realize because your mind like that kind of notes.
That
You remember?
smell.
So we just connect that key notes and I show you the oils. So you smell it. Okay, so we know, okay, this kind of notes, for example, you like raspberry or maybe rhubarb or maybe jasmine, rose. So I show you the specific oils. I understand it. I show you the specific oils. You smell it. Your brain likes that. Okay, so you can make
And then
this.
we modify that note for you. So let's say apple, you like apple. So you want to smell more apple maybe, or lemon, or orange. So that we changed more personalized for you.
Okay. I can tell you I'm going to do this experience because I think it's so interesting just hearing about this so far. And I'll bring my favorite perfume. But I can tell you off the bat that there's two other smells that I particularly absolutely love. One is saffron, which I discovered in Dubai.
Yeah,
A certain little,
saffron.
like a pure almost saffron like body polish. I am in love with this. And I haven't even used it. I was there over a decade ago, so I haven't even used it. I still have it saved for whatever reason.
Okay.
So maybe it's because I knew in the future I was going to need this scent for something. And it's a flower that I can't pronounce the name of it. I always get it wrong. It's like frangipangi or something like that.
Frangipani, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that smell as well. So those would be for me knowing, okay, these are two scents that I love. That's what I would come to you with along with my favorite perfume that I won't share to the listening audience right now. But that's a basis for you that helps you discover, I guess, where to start, like a starting point.
Recently, we had a customer who liked jasmine, and then the Cayman local hibiscus flower.
Hibiscus. Yeah.
So we are actually doing a research. We are in the process of developing a special, unique smell, which combines jasmine and hibiscus for that customer now.
Like
it's on the process.
Creating from the Cayman Island, which is like local hibiscus, which is grow here in Cayman. So we are just using that flowers. We are just extracting
It's under research
by different process like steam distillation, fractional, and we are using that oil and creating something new. So it will be a future project.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, I like this. So we talked a little bit what the notes are. You explained that down.
Okay.
You broke that down. But when it comes to ingredients and the production of perfumes, that's what I want to get into as well. What are some of the elements or ingredients that make up the production of a perfume? Is it some basic ones that need to be included in everything, or can you let us know how that goes?
Okay, in production is basically the mix of oils. So we get like a lot of oils. So if I explain you like in one perfume, you can see like even 60 to 70 ingredients
in one bottle.
In one perfume. It looks like 100 ml, but in that you can find like 60 to 70 ingredients.
60 to 70.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
telling
a
you
lot.
the average numbers in fine perfume. Okay, that's why it becomes very complex to make a fine perfume.
When you say fine perfume, what do you
fine
what do you
perfume
mean
is
by
like
that?
fine fragrance. Okay, there are different categories in perfumes in a fragrance. Like if you see, like in shampoos, they don't use the fine perfumes in shampoo. The formula of the shampoo fragrance is different. Because we have to create a formula which will go into like water lovable. So we have to choose that ingredients. But the same ingredients won't go in fine fragrance.
Okay.
You're getting it?
Yeah.
So in this, we have to get some strong bases. The bases will be strong because we need longevity, right? Like after some time. But in shampoo, we don't need longevity. We have to smell as soon as we wear the shampoo. So the formula is different.
Okay.
So that's how we create the fine perfumes, which is very complex. That's how I tell you. It's like 6 to 70 ingredients. But in shampoo, it will be like 10 to 15 ingredients. So this becomes very complex. That's why it's become expensive. Like if you go in shampoo, it's not that expensive. But if you go buy a fine fragrance, it becomes very expensive because of this complexity.
Okay.
Yeah. So in production, we have to.
So now I can understand why Creed is quite a lot.
Yeah, the rare ingredient. No, we have some. We recently got an oil of 250 ml, which was $2,000.
What?
Yeah, we just want to try the market,
Mm-hmm.
and we sold it in December.
Yeah,
Within 1 month, the oil was sold out.
Wow.
We didn't make a perfume out of it. We sold the pure version of perfume as an oil. So people bought the oil, I think 10 ml.
Yeah.
10 ml, and they want to use
like
as the oil perfume.
Yeah.
For how
pure
much?
version.
$300, like 10 ml.
That we sold. Yeah,
Wow.
it was.
Expensive.
It's done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have some perfume oils which is like $50,000. Huh?
Wow.
1 kg
Yeah.
of oil is $50,000.
Gee, I would
Those
never
are like
think.
rare
It's a rare oil.
ingredients.
It's like a rare tree.
Blend.
Okay.
Rare blends.
It's all becomes of the procedure and the rare tree materials. So we get oil from a wood, maybe.
You know oud. If you know about
Yeah.
oud, it's a rare type of wood, and the market is the real, what you say, the strange or unique woods are from one of the biggest forests in India.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the way they take it, they process it, then they have to send it to France.
That's
Distillation,
become
make oil out of that wood.
Well, I
So the
pray that
process
I don't have no rare wood
Yeah.
wants in me
Yeah.
when it
Yeah.
comes to creating my
Yeah.
perfume.
Some rare flowers as well.
Yeah, even
Wow.
rare flowers. Even rose, essentially, is very expensive.
Yeah.
It's very, very expensive. Like in 1 ml, you have to get like maybe 50,000, 40,000 and everything. Like
If
for
you
the
want
10
to
ml.
get 1 liter of oil, you have to, it's like few tons of rose petals you have to distill.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. And
That's a lot to
roses,
get
yeah.
that much oil.
Okay.
To get 1 liter.
1 liter of oil.
Of
you
oil,
know,
of rose oil.
of rose oil.
In particular. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't think about how much.
No, people
we have
don't
to
know why
take from
perfume's
nature to-
expensive.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
I will
know?
agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think like it's maybe the brand. Yeah, of course, the brand plays a
Brand
very
I think that plays a
value is
part
there,
for
role.
sure.
Value
and,
is there, but it's most of the ingredients also.
Ingredients, what
Yeah.
you have inside the perfume.
I'm glad you
Rare-
broke that
rare
down
blends,
because
yeah, huh?
sometimes I'd be like, why is this so much money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the time I do think it's just the brand name that it's under,
Yeah.
right? And that there's that perception of if I keep it at a certain cost, then it's going to give the illusion of something else, of a different
Mhm.
experience, or
Mhm.
of a more exclusive, high end thing that not everybody can afford. You know?
Creed, like it's expensive perfume, Baccarat
Yes.
Rouge. But what we do,
Do
we-
you
can
have
make
Baccarat?
Yeah, we can make Baccarat for you.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, we
What
can make
f-
Creed
Yeah.
for you. We have a lot of customers who came to us with Creed bottles. We opened
Okay.
up Creed, and then we modified that perfume for them.
Okay.
And then we rebottled it and gave them back.
All right. You might be making a few perfumes for me. Then.
That's why when we realize like
I am sold.
when we realize like yeah, local customers are coming more, it's because
Mm-hmm.
of this, because they are getting $400 Creed.
Creed,
Now they can get like in very good price.
we can, like $100 you can make a Creed.
Okay.
It's our version.
Right.
It's
Right.
our
No,
version
that's.
of
I
Creed.
think that's
And
amazing.
when we make a Creed, it's unique for you because we
Right.
change the note.
Right.
So you don't smell like a different person who use Creed.
Right. Right.
And like our uniqueness is like with your body pH. So we make a different note which matches your body pH. So you can smell and people can see that difference in you.
Right. Okay. I love this. How do you source the high quality ingredients for your perfume?
All over the world, we get a lot from France. Now, first batch was all from France, but then now we take from Middle East. Like the amber comes from Madagascar, because the best amber is from Madagascar.
Vanilla and the amber
Vanilla.
from Madagascar.
No, sorry, vanilla.
Yeah.
It comes from Madagascar.
And the jasmine from India.
From India. So we have to do research and call other perfumers. Like I said, we have 2 perfumers in-house in Cayman and then 1 in Middle East and 1 in France. So we discuss. We go into group discussion and then we source out things from the best country.
You were offering a very kind of high end service
Mhm.
and very high quality service.
Yeah.
I think that's very excellent. That's great for people to know. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we're having this discussion right now because I had no idea and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay. We got to go to a commercial break right now, but when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the ingredients and the whole personal experience of creating your own perfume with the Cayman Perfume Lab.
Investing in our children's academic success and future career is a no-brainer. Isn't it time we stop with the excuses? With 100% math, you can take charge now. There's no reason for your children to fall behind in math again. Since 2011, 100% Math has prepared students for exams in IB, HL, SL Math, and CSEC and enrichment programs for gifted students. Visit 100%math.com or call or WhatsApp 547-9817. That's 547-9817. No more excuses. Set your child up for success today with 100% Math.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a second location in Governor's Square. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health. Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
We give you honor and praise, adoration and glory.
Radio Cayman.
Praise time.
Praise him, praise him. Come and let's praise the Lord. Come and let's praise the Lord. Praise him in the morning and in the evening. Oh, let's praise the Lord.
Praise time in the morning.
Praise him, praise him.
Weekdays 6 to 6:30 a.m.
Radio Cayman, waking you up.
Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite. Rock my soul in the blues of my favorite.
Praise time.
I know he cares. He'll always be there. Oh, yeah. Praise him, praise him, praise him.
Praise time.
Set your clock for 6 a.m. or you will miss it. The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I am your host, Kathy Miller, and I am here in studio from the Cayman Perfume Lab. We have Libin Biju. He's a perfumer, and Adrian Fernandez, spokesperson. And I'm super excited because I've learned so much really about what the Cayman Perfume Lab does and when it comes to creating your own signature scent. So I'm quite excited to come in and have this experience for myself and, see what we come up with. So I'm feeling good about this. When it does come to somebody coming into the Cayman Perfume Lab and saying, okay, they want to create their own perfume, what is that whole process like? What is that experience that they have to go through?
Okay, so when customer comes, so first we ask some few questions related to what they like. So they tell in their language, like they like these kind of notes or these, or maybe they bring some samples, maybe the clothes, maybe any perfume bottles. So I just smell that and I just collect it like what they like.
Okay.
So I just get the ingredients and just show to them. They smell it and they choose their own. Okay, I like this. Okay, I like this. Okay, I need to modify this and this. So I just write down the formula and everything and I create a blend. Once I create a blend, I just show it to them. So there is like various tests. They have to smell it. They have to put it on your skin. They just see after a few minutes, a few hours also. Some people go around and check.
Come back.
Mm-hmm.
So once this is test, okay, once they like it, the ingredients which they choose, I make a blend in front of them.
But most of the time they will like it. In 10 minutes, the process
Like in
is
10
done.
minutes, yeah.
If you're doing something from scratch, then it's a different story. Like it takes a long time. So we have pre-made blends. So a customer walks in and then we show different blends and smells and they will like it.
Yeah.
And then we combine different notes and within 10 minutes your perfume is done.
Now, when you say from scratch, what's the difference there?
Well, then we have to create that scent for you.
Okay.
So then he sits alone with the person. He has to make a basic blend, which he or she likes. And then he has to make a blend which matches the basic blend, like the middle note. Not all the notes will match together.
Yeah.
So smell has to match.
Yeah. So there is two type of creation. So one is like from scratch, where we get the idea from the companies. Like for example, if somebody wants to create their brand, so they just come and just tell, okay, I need to create some perfumes, like 2-3 perfumes in our brand. We also do like that. We support locals. So we understand them and we create from scratch. Like we understand and we create for them, only for them, as per they
develop
needed.
some new scent.
Yeah.
New
What they did market research, they tell to us and we just understand it and create a perfume.
Okay.
Okay, that will be very unique and it will
That
be
takes
only
some
for
time,
their brand.
you know.
So other one is the normal customer. They just come and just tell, okay, I like Creed or I like this and that. We just show the oils which we already made it, and they just smell it. Okay, and they have the power to modify it. Okay, I need more top notes or more middle note or more base note. So I do it in 10 minutes, and their perfume is ready.
Like we a certain percentage of top note we will increase. Sometimes we put 1 or 2 drops of apple, so then it becomes a unique smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And one more thing, they can choose their own bottles. That's very important. So they can choose their own bottles. So we have different bottles.
Okay.
They can see it and I want this, and they can put their own name.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen some friends
So
share that
it
on
will
social
be
media.
more customized. It's a perfect gift if you are giving to somebody. Yeah.
It
Be
is.
unique.
Right.
Be
I like
unique.
it.
Yeah, that's everything we are promoting unique.
So, is there any regulation, any global regulation that you have to follow to create these perfumes?
So there is one certification called IFRA. So it's International Fragrance Association. So they make it standards to all the perfume industry. So we have to follow the standards. So there is a limitation of specific ingredients. If we follow this, we get that certificate and we can export to anybody. For example, there is other company who want to get our oils. So they ask the IFRA certificate. If we are giving an IFRA certificate, it's like we follow the standard.
Same structure and standard, which is
and
recognized.
Their
by
standard is for the for the people. Like they test each and every oils on the skins, whether it's allergy or no. So according to that, they make a standard, and we have to just blindly follow them. Okay, this is the ingredients. Okay, I need to get only 5%. That's it. If I go like 7%, I'm just against of that standard.
Against that
so I won't be getting
criteria.
that certificate.
Okay.
So we have to follow that.
You have to stay inside that specs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It's important, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's very important.
Toxins are a big deal, and I know that's a concern with. I have friends of mine who are like, do not spray perfume on your body because of the toxins that can go in. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm going to spray it on my body. Sometimes a lot of the times on my clothes. But it is a concern, right?
Yeah,
so
it's a concern now.
But ours is like almost 95% of natural blends and oils.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And the other word that you had brought up that I wanted to say was allergies.
Yeah.
So some people might have allergies to things they're not even quite aware of. So when it comes to, I guess, creating perfumes for people, how do you test for allergies in that sense?
We ask them, like, do you have any allergy in smell or any oil? So rare case, we test them.
Okay.
We tell them, okay, wear this and come back. Or, see the difference in how you smell. And then we go. Yeah. That is really rare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what if I need a refill on my signature scent?
Come back and then refill.
Currently, we don't have the bottle for the refill, but future we are getting a refill bottle where you can
we make
come
it
back
new for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can make the same thing but in different bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently
the same
now
smell.
we're doing that. But we are getting a refill bottle soon, so people can refill it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, that makes sense. Do you keep the the notes.
The
on,
formula, yes.
Yeah, the formula.
Yes,
so I'm
yes,
like,
we keep
notes
the-
might be the wrong word I'm using because it's
Yeah, the
particular
formula.
to. Okay, so you do keep the formulas
Yeah,
for
we keep
each
the
customer
formula.
that comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to go through the process again, and unless you want.
Well, it's more easy once we know what we made in the past.
Right.
So we can see that in
So
the
we
system.
have a formula. We tell customers to bring the bottles just to make it the exact. So I just mail it and see the formula and create the same thing.
Because sometimes, they tell us, or we tell customers, why don't you modify it now? Smell something, make it more unique.
Okay.
So then we change the formula here and there.
What has the feedback been from customers who'd created their own scent and have come back to you and said, I need another bottle, people love this, or I get a lot of, my
Good feedback.
husband or girlfriend or wife,
Very
something,
good, very
Good feedback. We didn't expect this. Really good feedback.
Actually, we have customers like all departments, even like from ships, from locals, like different offices, even the hotels, service people. So what service people say, like when they spray it, even the clients they are serving, they ask.
They ask them, what are you wearing?
There is one customer who told me like when he was serving the food, the customer just grabbed him.
Grabbed him.
Just tell him what you're wearing.
Wow,
Yeah.
aggressive.
From Moritz, and he just
From
go
Moritz,
to
yeah.
this lab. You can create the same thing, and the customer came.
Wow.
Yeah, we have some
I love that.
tourist people calling us from the US. They made it here, and now we have to, ship it to the US.
Okay, so that's a bit of an expansion in the business there.
Expanding it, yeah.
So what kind of products do you have right now? I know you have perfumes, but you have other things that you do sell. So what do you do carry at
We
Cayman
have
Perfume Lab?
our own perfumes made by Cayman Perfume Lab, and then we have the international collection, which is all international brands. We carry all international brands. And recently we started expanding from the Middle East.
Yeah.
We have one of the perfumes, big collection of perfume from the Middle East. We launched that.
Arabian perfumes?
Yes.
Arabian
Why
perfumes.
is it? Because when I was in Dubai over a decade ago, perfumes from the Middle East were really different and really just kind of highly regarded and very expensive. But what is the
smell.
What is that allure there? Yeah, what is it
Different
about
smell.
Arabian perfumes?
Arabian
Okay, if you see the Arabian, before the Arabian perfume is full of like a oud, woody kind of notes. Now they are going into like a French with the Arabian touch. So currently, if you see any social media, Arabian perfumes are very popular. Like if you see the
Booming now.
Latafa, Alarmin, they are focusing on like a French and a Arabian touch. That kind of perfumes they are creating. So
they mix
yeah.
between like Arabic blends and French, and then they
Yeah,
create
yeah.
something unique now.
And if you see, when we research the Cayman Islands, there is no Arabian perfumes.
Right.
No one is storing, like selling it. And just we
We
got to
launched
know,
it
like,
now
we should
recently.
get here.
Yes,
And
you
yeah, it's
should.
an internet popular product. So we
Yeah.
are getting here, and it's like, yeah, good. We are getting good feedback.
Okay,
New
excellent.
customers
Yeah,
are
that's
coming.
you've hit a lane that I wish other people had realized earlier, but it's your lane. You hit
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
and now you have it, so you're ahead in that kind of sense. So I'm glad that
Yeah.
you brought in the Arabian perfumes as well,
Yeah.
or Middle East perfumes. That's
Yeah.
excellent. What do you have in the vision for Cayman Perfume Lab? Do you have a certain product that you're working on that you're trying to get out there?
We have some surprises coming out this year,
Okay.
and yeah.
You can't say
it's
anymore?
I can't say anything now.
Oh, okay.
Because we are going to do something special for
Yeah,
Cayman.
yeah.
The thing is, like our slogan, we make it in Cayman.
Mm-hmm.
So we design in Cayman, we blend in Cayman, and we make it in Cayman. We are going to invest in few new machineries to expand our production. And so soon you will be see Cayman Perfume Lab going out of Cayman to the world.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's excellent for
Yeah,
Cayman.
that's our vision, to export perfume from Cayman.
Okay.
And we do private labels as well now, but like not a big batch, We do for few people in Guyana, and recently we did few batches for somebody in US.
Okay.
Yeah, we do under their label as well.
So if I want to have my own celebrity perfume going out,
We make it for you.
Can do
all
that.
right, I'm not a celebrity, well, but as yet, we will see what happens. We've got to close off the show in maybe 30 seconds, but can you tell people where they can contact you, how they can find you on social media, where the Cayman Perfume Lab
They can
is
follow
located?
us in Instagram and Facebook. If you search for Cayman Perfume Lab,
Okay.
you can find us, and we are in the heart of Georgetown. In Cardinal Avenue.
Yes. Okay.
The shopping street.
Okay.
The shopping street, the main street.
That's where we are.
Okay,
We have
excellent.
2 perfumers, and we have 2 sales professionals who worked in the same industry for many years, Tanya and Julie.
Julie.
So they have a good knowledge in perfumes as well. So we we picked up the right people
Yeah.
to be in the team.
And there's one more perfumer called Steve.
Yeah.
So he helped me.
Okay.
He's his assistant, and another perfumer in France, and another guy from Dubai.
Wow.
So we are growing.
I love it. I like the network. Excellent.
Just growing.
We are growing.
Well, great to have you gentlemen on with us this morning, and everybody check out Cayman Perfume Lab. I know I'm going to. I want to get my signature scents for sure now, especially hearing exactly what you have to go through and just the vast knowledge that you have, Libin. It's pretty amazing to me. Thank you for joining us on the Business Buzz this morning, and I look forward to speaking to you on Tuesday again.
Sure. Thank you.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And 100% Math. Invest in your child's academic success. Visit 100%math.com or call 547-9817.
We are Radio Cayman.
Covering Cayman Right, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million.